Hello and welcome to another video studying for the NCE. Here's our website down below before we get into the video, academiccoachingforworldchangers.com. My email is up here, but just keep on watching. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about reliability and validity, which you'll see these terms in that pesky little assessment section. And if the rest of the assessment section confuses you or overwhelms you, don't worry, I have another video on that, so check that one out. But in this one, it's just going to be on reliability and validity. So, the most important thing to remember about reliability and validity is a test may be reliable but not valid. Remember that. It's very important. So, what that means is getting the same answer over and over again does not mean it's right. So, think about that toxic ex that you have who lies over and over and over again. This is something you can rely on because it's consistent, but that doesn't mean it's right and valid. So, it can be reliable but not valid. So let's get into reliability. This is the consistency of the test or measure, the degree to which the test can be expected to provide similar results for the same subjects on repeated administrations. So getting similar scores over and over and over again. Once again, that doesn't mean it's going to be correct though. So, some factors that affect reliability, the length of the test. So, longer tests can be more reliable because it provides more data. Too easy or too hard, those can lead to unreliable results as well. The clarity of instructions, the consistency of test environment. So, all those factors that are impacting how someone is taking the test can affect the reliability. So, their psychological state, if someone's really anxious or nervous, and then the test administration procedures as well. So, all of these things are things and factors that can affect the reliability and how someone answers on the test. There are some types of reliability. So we have stability or test retest. So that is taking the same test multiple times. They say 2 weeks is a good time between test administration. So if something is reliable, that means if you take it once, you do nothing, you take it again, you should get the same score. Equivalence or parallel reliability is alternate forms of the same test. So different versions measuring the same thing. So you can think about the NCE, for example, that should be reliable with different forms because two people taking the NCE are not going to have the exact same questions worded the exact same way. But if they each take the NCE, they should get similar scores based on the test that they are taking. So even though it's alternate forms, they should have similar results. Then internal consistency is another type of reliability, and there are different types of internal consistency. So that the first one is the split half method. And so that is saying if the test is split in half, then the first half and the second half should be consistent with each other. Spearman Brown, Cooter Richardson, and Cronbach Alpha, those are other types of internal consistency. Now, moving into validity. So this is talking about the usefulness of a test. It's measuring what it says it should measure. So an instrument can be valid for some purposes and not for others. So a study does not need to be externally valid to provide valuable insights, but it must be internally valid to ensure the results are accurate and free from bias. So internal validity ensures that the study's findings are reflective of the relationship between the variables being tested, independent of external influences or errors. So without that internal validity, any conclusions drawn would be unreliable. And then we have different types of validity. So first we have face validity, and that's just saying when you look at it, the test measures what it says it does. So a math test, you're going to see some numbers, you're going to see some math problems. So that has face validity. Construct, this is the test is related to a theory or construct. So we have convergent validation and discrimination validation. Those are the two types of construct validity. Those are very important to remember, so let me say that again. Convergent validation and discrimination validation are the two types of construct validity. Convergent validation occurs when there is a high correlation between construct and others. Discrimination validation means that there is no significant correlation. So convergent, high correlation, discrimination, no correlation. So remember again, the terms discriminant and convergent are always associated with a construct. And that is abstract things that are not easy to define. Things like happiness, anxiety, depression, things like that. And then moving into content validity, that helps ensure that a test accurately measures the construct it's intended to measure. So if a test does not have relevant parts of the construct, the validity of the test is compromised and can lead to inaccurate results. So the test is measuring the subject related, so the stuff that you are studying. So you expect that the content on the NCE that you are going to take has all of the material that you are studying. So that is measuring what the person studied. So you're studying this book, so the material should help you with the content or questions on that exam. And then we have predictive. So those are predictions made by a test are confirmed later. So those can also be aptitude, measuring potential. The NCE is not measuring your potential, but things like the GRE, SAT, ACT, those things are measuring your potential in college or grad school. And then we have concurrent validity, and this is established when results of a new test correlate with an existing validated test. So the test is known as the gold standard. So something that is valid and measuring one thing, and then you have a new test that is measuring the same thing. If the results are similar, then that means it has concurrent validity. So let's try it out. So validity is to accuracy as reliability is to. So remember, in questions like this means validity and accuracy, those mean the same thing. So now we want to know reliability. What is that? So we have A, usefulness, B, consistency, C, factual, or D, authenticity. Pause this if you need to, take a second. The answer is B, consistency. Remember, reliability, you can rely on someone when they are consistent. Okay, let's try one more. Which of the following is an example of predictive validity? We have A, NCE, B, ACT, C, SAT, or D, both B and C. Think about it for a second. We have predictive validity. D, both B and C. Remember, the NCE is not predicting anything. It's measuring how much you already know. So the ACT and the SAT, those are predicting how you will do in college, and just like the GRE is for grad school. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss one of our videos. My email is up here, coachdeniseacwc@gmail.com if you want to book with me, or you can just check out our website, academiccoachingforworldchangers.com. Leave a comment below for future videos that you want to see, but make sure you subscribe and good luck.